thank you so much for joining me. So welcome to another episode in my makeup confessional series. So this video starts the intent, what was the intent for this project or for this series. So if you guys watch my inventories, I will have them, the playlist linked up above. You know that I have a ton of stuff. And you may also know that a lot of it hasn't been touched. So the idea for this came to me probably October, November, and I was like, it's basically a way for me to call myself out for not using what I have. Now I know Steph from It Just Steph does something similar with her eyeshadow palettes. I think Emily does too, Emily from Emily and Max, where they track the usage on all their eyeshadow palettes. I haven't done that. That might be something that we end up doing, but the way I kind of foresee this series going is me taking a part of my inventory other than my complexion, like my liquid complexion, so no foundation, no concealer, I'm not doing primer or setting spray. So those 4 won't be included, and mascaras, those 5 won't be included in this because I don't want to start those unless I need to use them. What is going to be included are my eyeshadow palettes, my single eyeshadows, my blushes, powder, liquid, cream, highlighters, powder, liquid, cream, bronzers, powder, liquid, cream, face palettes, powder, liquid, cream, and then possibly lipsticks and lip glosses. We'll see. We'll have to see how that goes. So the whole purpose of this series is going to be literally to call myself out, show you what hasn't been used, and my plan to make sure I get some use on those products. So I mentioned, I don't know what video I mentioned it in, that I didn't want to do No Pan Left Behind this year. So last year, for the entire year of 2021, I did a project called No Pan Left Behind. And it was basically a way for me to go through my eyeshadow palette collection, try a palette out by using every single shadow in that palette, and then deciding if it was something I was going to keep or if it was something that I was going to go ahead and give away. And when I say give away, I either pass it along to friends or I send it to Project Beauty Share. Project Beauty Share is a charity that takes new or gently used makeup, hair care, skincare, body care. They take feminine hygiene products, they take toothpaste, hairspray, all that other stuff. I will leave them linked in the description box down below. The reason why I like to send to them is because they sanitize everything and then they pass it along to other shelters, not only ones in Washington, but I believe they are in like 10 or 15 states. Don't quote me on that. It's been a little bit since I looked at their website. So I did that all of 2021. And I really wanted to focus 2022 on actually hitting pan, because if you remember, I'd never hit an eyeshadow pan until like January or February. And that was that NYX one in my 50 Shades of Purple. So my goal this year, I'm like painting over, I think I'm painting right at 60 eyeshadows this year. And so that's kind of been my focus. But I still want to get use out of the palettes that I haven't used. And now I'm only sharing palettes that have come into my life before 2022. So I've already shared with you all the new palettes in January and February, and I don't think I've used any of them. So there's nothing else to talk about with those. But one thing that I'm going to do is change out how I do my Pin Those eyeshadows and how I do Project Level Up. So Project Level Up was created by Sophie Alexandra, and it's basically, she's randomizing palettes. I was not randomizing palettes, but for level 3, I had you guys vote and you guys picked the ice cream palette from Glamlight. That already had a use. I've used that before, along with the cake palette. So I really want to make sure that I'm bringing in palettes I've never used before. So I will be picking a new palette for that. The same thing with Pin Those eyeshadows. I have to pick eyeshadows that are in palettes I've never used before. So I still can pick, it's still my choice, and I'm still using the prompts, but they can only come out of palettes I've never used before. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, so what I've decided to do is I've pulled out all of them. I'm going to go over to my craft table and I'm going to walk you through them. That will be a little bit easier on me than trying to sit here and hold things up. As I've mentioned before, my arms get really, really, really tired, and sometimes something that weighs about 5 ounces can feel like it weighs 900 pounds. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let's head over to my craft table. I'll walk you through all of the unused eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and then we'll come back. Okay, so bucket number 1. Let's talk about these. So I haven't honestly decided what I'm gonna do about Juvia's Place. So if you aren't aware, some point, was it January? Was it February? I honestly don't remember. Over the last couple of months, Juvia's Place paid an influencer to create a video showcasing their new liquid eyeliner. In that video, the influencer used a racial slur against Asians and submitted that video to Juvia's Place, who then approved it and then posted it to their Instagram. And I don't know if they posted it other places, but it was definitely on Instagram. And the backlash was immediate, as it should be. And their apology was god awful. They went on the attack. They were attacking people they'd worked with. Robert Welsh is one that I can think of. There were a couple other people that they had worked with in the past that they had attacked. And the influencer was like, I didn't know. Come on, it's 2022. Get it together. So they put out a half-assed apology, and then a week later they put out their PR firm hired apology. And I have zero tolerance for racism, and I have zero tolerance of racism from a brand that is a minority. She's Black, and I just don't understand it. So this is not the first time she's embroiled in the scandal. She had a scandal with Alyssa Ashley and Jackie Aina a few years back because she wasn't sending Black influencers PR. And so I just don't want to give her my money anymore. But I have palettes that I've paid for. And so what I've decided to do is I'll probably depot them. And I don't want to put focus on them. I haven't decided. I'm not going to give them away. I'm not going to throw them away. I've already paid for them, so I've already spent money on them. But I will either depot them or try something different with them. So let's go ahead and talk about how the ones I haven't used. At the end, I will share my total number of eyeshadow palettes, including what I've showed you in my recent makeup confessional, and then kind of the percentage of those palettes that are not used. So let's start with these. The first one I have is the Rebel Mint, the Violet. This one has some kick up, but I'm guessing that's just from swatching. The Mauves, this one was really surprising. That is starting to bleed. Oh no, it's from swatching, never mind. The Nubian Royal. I just recently got the Nomad Greens. The Magic Mini. This came in a little bundle. And then the Wahala 2. I'm currently working on a glitter from the Wahala 2, but I haven't actually used any of the rest of the palette. So that is all my Juvia's Place palettes that are unused. So let me get my basket back in order. I've actually got some BH Cosmetics ones that have gone unused that I'm a little bit surprised about. So I have the Pistachio from the Sweet Shop. Wait. No, these have been used. Misty, eyeballs. I know this one hasn't been used because I put it in my No Pan Left Behind and then never got in the mood to do a blue look. This is one of my baked eyeshadow palettes. Beautiful eyeshadows. This will probably end up in Get Baked, but yeah, I haven't actually put a brush to them and used them. And then my only LA Girl palette that I haven't had used is this one. Why I bought this palette, I will never know. One did come broken, so I pressed it back in. but this is just a nude palette. Oh, hello, there's me. So that is basket number one. Number one of three, by the way. Basket number one of three. Oh, okay, let's pull out the rest of these. So let's start with these two Milani. I haven't used this one. This is the Gilded Coast, which is their cool tone palette, and Gilded Twilight, which is their other cool tone palette. I haven't used any of the drinks from, what was this called? This collection from Glamlight. So there's the Margarita palette, the Dirty Martini palette, the wine palette. I do have a shade from this palette in my Beauty A to Z because it's extra lit and I needed an X. So yeah, I haven't used my Coral Crush. Got this last year. I think I got this in December from BoxyCharm. I haven't used my Nomad Land, what is this called? This is their Iceland Fire and Ice palette. So pretty. The gnome is so cute. This is beautiful. I need to put this to good use. I've got makeup all over my shirt. This is my squad goal shirt. I picked up this one from Mora when I placed an order. It's really pretty, but I haven't used this one at all. I haven't used this one from Makeup Revolution. Again with the greens. And then I still haven't used my Makeup by Tammy one. And it's beautiful. I may try to pull this into pin those eyeshadows in the fall. Maybe it could be a good level 1 for Project Level Up. I would definitely not put this any higher than, than 1 or 2. And then last but certainly not least is my third bucket. And this one contains some Colourpop. And I think you're gonna be shocked because I am hella shocked. So let's start with some other palettes. I don't know what to say. I literally don't know what to say. Oh my word. Okay. So we'll start with the big one. This is the It's a Mood palette from Colourpop. I picked this up last fall. I think I wanted to use it or was going to use it, but yeah. I haven't used the Going Coconuts. I've swatched Going Coconuts, but I haven't used it. I haven't used Baby Got Peach. I swatched Hungry Ghost and I gouged this one, but I haven't used it. I haven't used the Orchid You Not. I really need to. This is a gorgeous palette. I haven't used High Tide. I haven't used Smoke Show. I was supposed to use this in No Pan Left Behind last year, but I pulled it in at a weird time, and you have to be in the mood to wear those colors, and I just wasn't. I haven't used Wine and Only. I haven't used Bird of Paradise. I haven't used All That. This is the one that I need to depot because the packaging stinks. If you can hear that, Rob is cleaning the stainless, the cast iron skillet. And I'm not going to stop him because he's busy. Okay, so, and I haven't used this Sorbet Quad. This one's gorgeous. So pretty. So that is literally every single Colourpop palette that I haven't used. I haven't used either of my e.l.f. bite-size palettes. This is the truffle one I purchased, and this is the Hop and Jalapeno that I got in a giveaway. I haven't used my Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions, which is really shocking. I've swatched them, but I haven't used them. This was actually in my No Pan Left Behind or Deca Painting or something. This is the Dia and Noches from JCat. These palettes are so beautiful. I sing their praises all the time. But I never wore this one because I just wasn't in the mood. I just wasn't in the mood. I've got two from Milani's. I've got the Bold Obsessions. And I've got the Soft and Sultry. Maybe. And then last but not least, we're going to complete this with some indie shadows. So these are all from With Love Cosmetics. I have the blue one. The issue was they have glitters similar to Vanny, and they were having a sale, and I thought mistakenly that the glitters in the palettes were also the glitters like Vanny. They are not. They need a glitter glue, and I just haven't been in the mood. So I had the blue one, the green one. They're really pretty. The pink one. I love this. Oh, I need to start using these. It's seeping out a little bit. The pink one and the purple one. So really pretty colors, especially the glitter. Maybe I'll put this as level 3. I have to hit 3 pans. I mean, I think that would be pretty easy with some glitters. Okay, last but certainly not least are the Sydney Grace Tim Italia palettes. I've got On the Horizon, Radiant Reflection, and Quintessence. And when you put them, they're supposed to make, yeah, no. They're supposed to make a scene. I don't know how they go. Anyway, let's start with this one. This is Quintessence. This Milky Way shade, oh, it's just so pretty. It's like a pinky. I would attempt to pan one of these, but I know her mattes would take forever, and I'm trying not to work on any more shimmers. We've got the On the Horizon, and I got mine all in the light. I don't know if these are still in stock or not. Look at this one. Oh, so flippin' pretty. I mean, that is flippin' gorgeous. And then the last one is Radiant Reflection. Yeah, Radiant Reflection. Again, another really pretty one. This Sumptuous Serendipity. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. I think I counted 48. I think I counted 48. I think I counted 48, but like I said, I will put up the number and then I will close out the video. Hello, it's your fearless leader. So without the January and February new palettes that I picked up, I had 40 unused eyeshadow palettes for a total of 539 eyeshadows. With the palettes that I bought in January and February, it's a total of 60 unused eyeshadow palettes. So I brought 20 eyeshadow palettes in 757 eyeshadow pans. So I have a total number of 123 palettes and 1,567 eyeshadows. So 48% of my collection is unused. 48%. Lord, have mercy on my soul. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. So in the description or in the comments down below, let me know what palette you think I should pull in for Project Level Up, and that will be level 3. So I'll have to use each shade 3 times and hit pan in 3 eyeshadows. And what palettes should I consider bringing in for pan those eyeshadows? Also, let me know if you have some unused makeup in your collection that you feel like you need to call out. I'd love to hear it. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. I hope you'll consider subscribing. We're getting pretty close to 600, which is kind of cool. I really appreciate all of you that stick around, leave me comments, say hi. I would love to get to know you. That's it. I love your faces, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.